Right now, no more rubbish. Or toilets. Right. We haven't got a fire alarm planned, so if it goes off, it's a real one. And has everyone got their phones off or on silent?
In the dark, this phone.
Okay. So, have we had any apologies for absence? Missing it.
And on this,
No, we're all
Amanda, she don't.
No, it's not. No, no, we're all here. Okay. Declarations of interest. No.
Well, the only
go on
thing,
then, Paul.
on the little one, I do live across the road and I can see it from my window, but I've got no
No,
real interest in it other than that.
good local knowledge.
You don't have far go over a pond of milk, you have a choice.
Right. Lost my agenda here. Laptops and that. Yeah. Right. So, outstanding actions, isn't, there are outstanding actions, but nothing to report, nothing further on the, old school. So, members of the public, we don't have any members of the public. We're not on minutes yet, are we? Oh yes, we have minutes. Yeah. Anybody got any comments on the minutes? I did comment on them, and they were altered slightly.
I wasn't there, so I can't.
Yes, there's only a minor wording on one of the comments. Yeah, everyone happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Sign those around on it. That's done. At least we're rushing about. Okay. So, any related issues or information. So, we're now on to the decisions. The only one I was going to note was the I don't know if anybody knows whether the Vesta Close one's been heard yet. Was that down?
Which one?
That was, yeah, it was approved.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen it. So I don't know whether there were any
Which one?
conditions.
It was.
Vesta Close, the children's. Yeah.
Oh,
Been approved.
It's gone through. All conditions, wasn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
The applicant did contact the office and would like to get
Yeah.
together with the three councillors, so he will drop in at some point,
Okay.
make an appointment. Did I copy?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet, but
That is,
yeah.
that is an issue we need to sort that one out.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay,
get together.
that would be a valuable meeting. Yeah.
I don't know what the, I didn't see the, any conditions.
There was.
No, I
Quite a few restrictions.
Yeah.
They were
Was
considered.
it limited to children?
That's something to do with it, to do with traffic. Practice enforceable.
Yeah, and I think he'd already agreed to limit it
Yeah.
to 2 children, hadn't he? So the application was just for 2. Okay, I'll have a look at that then. Okay, so and the other one was the one across the road, the roof covering and cladding, the listed building, which where the Swaffham Cafe is underneath, 3 Marketplace. And we asked if we would prefer to see a brick effect on the cladding for the flue. That has been approved, but I haven't seen the approval, so I'll have a look at that as well and see whether there are any conditions on that or anything. Okay, so in which case we move on to the application that we're here for, the Lidl's application. Has everybody had a bit of a chance to look at?
Oh, it's a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I couldn't open it on mine, so I would like to see it if possible. Much of it as possible.
I spent about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, not every word, but the general gist.
I wonder if we can, it would be a good idea to pull up the, either the retail report or the planning. There's a planning application report in there which sort of summarises. And I don't know where my thoughts were. I don't know where we stand for the technical. You've got the technical highways traffic report, a retail report which is pages long, and we're not experts.
Can you stop on that, just on that layout plan?
That's the old.
That's the old building.
Have you got the actual new layout?
Yeah, I think if you go on to keep going down.
Nice.
Well,
That's the one.
yeah,
Proposed set. Site plan.
Yeah,
That's what gets me.
yeah.
It's the Arctic turning round in the car parking area.
it's only two. It's two movements a day, isn't it?
So there's,
So they say.
so there's,
Yeah.
we've got to go with that, haven't we?
But what annoys me is the fact that if you bring it up just a little bit, Leanne, I mean, just it's that you can't see it, but you're almost within a few feet of it. You've got both the junction going into Tesco's and the new one into here, the entrance into here, within a few, and cars are always stopped trying to get into Tesco's on that bit of road. Well, if you're going to have that, you're going to others trying to turn right there as well. It's going to be a nightmare.
Well, it might interest you to know if anyone's looked at the traffic report, which was done in November.
Yeah.
Okay, it shows all the movements in an hour period at different times of the day, and nowhere on there could I see it. It didn't show any cars queuing.
No,
No,
they do.
They very few, but
Yeah.
it's regular. There's a few on there. Again,
yeah,
they're not queuing on the bit trying to turn into Tesco. They're queuing on the Castlelaker Road trying to turn into the Brox Road.
yeah,
Because they did
Yeah.
the weekday and the Saturday, didn't they?
yeah. And they were they did peak periods, didn't they? But November,
did peak periods.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of poetic license there in my mind.
yeah. So
I think that was a very simplistic
Modelling of that junction, to be honest.
They used a very, very ancient modelling
Technique called Piccadilly,
right?
which is, there's much more accurate stuff available now that can actually do
They
it.
didn't show it
Good for them.
time.
Well, there's opposite, don't
I've got nothing against it in principle, but the traffic, there needs to be something done for the traffic, and that's
Well, if you use the Dereham,
There is a
if you use the one at Dereham, then well, they're building opposite range.
It's even worse, isn't it?
That's even worse than that.
It's still got away with it,
That's been improved, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in.
Fussy.
I mean,
Well, that's
we don't care about here.
I'm just saying they're using it in car.
I am concerned about another supermarket coming into town. I appreciate the area where they've gone is not a green space. It's bringing a bit of land back into use. I appreciate all of that. But I do think it's going to suck business out of the town centre and affect some of our town centre retail and possibly the market as well. So I have got concerns.
They do address that.
They give I picked up they say a 3.18% trade diversion from the town centre.
Yeah.
But most of the trade, they say this will pick up. They're saying that it will pick up Lidl customers who are currently Lidl and Aldi customers who are currently going to Fakenham and Deering. But that also then brings into question their traffic modelling, because if those people at the moment are driving to Fakenham and not going in there,
It's going to be
then that will be additional traffic.
Do they mention any 106? Because when Tesco's built, they had to give a sum for the town centre.
Yeah, and that was based on 11%
I can't remember the
Trade.
amounts, but
loss in the town, wasn't it?
but that was to get against any loss for the town. So is there anything in this one that they're giving for the town to?
There's nothing.
Posing anything.
No, I think that's one comment we should make.
Yeah.
They ought to be given something to mitigate, any loss for the town centre.
In fact, their report actually denies there needs to be any mitigation.
Yeah, but they always do. Tesco's did as well. So
Speaking to Starlings, for example, I mean, they were saying years ago, if we ever get a Dills or an Aldi, then it's going to impact our business because obviously they can sell much cheaper, can't they?
Yeah.
Right.
And that they don't do, that is their business model. Their idea is to sell, to undercut
Exactly.
all fruit and veg, basic stuff. And they say that people will shop at Waitrose or Tesco's and go to Lidl. They'll get the cheap stuff at Lidl and then go and get the other.
That's the model, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
If you notice in other towns, that's exactly what they do.
yeah,
They're near to other
The other
supermarkets.
thing is the Wellbrook's Bakery, who
Yeah.
weren't happy about Greg's, but this potentially would have far more impact because they've got they've got an in-store bakery.
yeah,
It's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier to park for people. So I think the impact on the town centres,
yeah.
we shouldn't ignore that.
And they list in their report, all the things that they don't do and therefore don't compete. But that doesn't include an in-store bakery. They obviously do have that. And that's, I don't think anyone's worried about the fact they don't have a cafe and they don't sell
Right.
clothes and they don't do a post office and they don't do
The
a
bakery.
pharmacy.
So they have the green
What
grocery.
we've got in the town centre.
Yeah, and they do admit that the town centre, or they say in their report that the town centre is vibrant and has a vitality in their assessment, which is based on independent stores. That there are, mainly independent stores. So they're actually saying that that's what's in the town centre. So anything they do that affects it, yeah. So it's the bakery and Starlings, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's-
And butchers.
but then they say they don't sell fresh meat in here, fresh meat or fish. It says in their list of things that they don't
Normally,
provide.
they normally sell.
They do sell meat.
Fresh
But
meat.
packaged. I mean, I don't think. No, they don't have a butchery.
No,
But they sell packaged
Not
meat.
like Waitrose.
right.
No.
So that could be their packaged meat, because actually that's both the butchers package up meat and sell it, don't
And they do sell it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way they don't sell it.
well, they do what Tesco's do, don't they? They have their meat.
Tesco, don't.
I'm not as worried about the
Sorry?
fish because we've got fish.
Yeah,
cans.
packaged meat. Yes, that's what they do. The same one.
It's only Waitrose who do fresh.
Well, you can't worry about the butchers that much because you have a man here on a Saturday selling meat and
Yeah, but that's on a Saturday and the butcher's has got to make.
he sells it.
Exactly.
I think sells it in bulk.
With Lidl's and also Aldi's, I think they have one day of the week where they sold non-food products.
Yes.
Greatly reduced prices. on.
Yeah, but they say in their report that because they never sell the same things continuously.
Yeah.
They're always different.
It's always different. That's 13% of the
Yeah,
ground,
yeah,
the gross floor area.
yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anyone got comments on?
I don't know if people realise Brox Road isn't part of the public highway. It's a private road that's owned by Bretland Council.
Right.
I don't know how far into that junction, but I would say if you continue the back edge of the footways on the main road, that's the extent of the highways. So whether Norfolk County Council, the Highway Authority, will comment on what's going on in Brox Road, I don't know, because it isn't their, it's not their road. They're not the Highway Authority for that road.
So, how does that affect us, do you think, from a...
Well, it affects how they view, it might affect how they look at the transport assessment,
Right.
because that's quite a, you've read,
Yeah.
haven't you? It might affect how they're viewing that, whether they say that's not our problem,
Right.
beyond the junction is not our problem, which they could quite easily say, couldn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Not their road. It's Bretland.
You sure
Possibly
that's not been
Brett.
adopted, John?
Sorry?
You sure that's not been adopted?
It's well, it's not a matter of adoption. It is maintained by and owned by Bretland Council as the agent for all of the Ecotech business park. People all the way the Waitrose Road, all the way round Turbine Way. It's all private roads up there. The only highway is Castleacre Road.
Right.
In all that though, I would have thought there's been many meetings between the developers of this major development and with Bretland and with highways, and a lot of this has already been ironed out. So we're already here to object on the basis that we're worried about the highway situation.
And there is a report on here somewhere I read where Breckland, where I think it's the community engagement, perhaps, where it lists out all the things that Breckland planning officers have highlighted would need to be discussed.
Yeah.
And that wasn't specific. That wasn't a specific item on it.
See, I'm wondering what affects Bretland as the Ecotech estate manager,
Yeah.
and the owner of Brox Road, what say they have? Because it seemed to me really what would really be necessary is to widen that road up to the junction the same way as the at Waitrose.
Yeah.
That's 2 lanes wide, isn't it, coming
Yeah.
up to the junction? So a lot of the problem with the queuing back is that people want to turn left or right. And if they could get in the right lane, the
Yeah.
right turners might have to queue a bit more, but the left turners would usually get out
That would
more
be
easy.
a good point as a recommendation, actually.
Yeah. Which is exactly what happens at Waitrose, and
Yeah.
and it can be
It's a very, I mean, if you don't often
there, can't
wait too long there, do you?
That's true.
Okay. So Brox Lane or
Brox Road.
Road, isn't it?
2-lane exit.
Right. Okay. Wasn't there, was it? Oh, you were just looking to see what's on that.
One of the things you've got to remember is that the fact that that road doesn't only serve the 2 supermarkets, it serves a lot of the other things on that estate.
With some of those, there'll be some heavy vehicles amongst that
Yeah.
as well.
You got the builder's yard just a little bit further, builder supplies, haven't you? Bit further down,
Yeah.
you know, which has lorries coming in and out all the time.
Is that square? You're going to make it a one-way system, can you? Turn left at Tesco, turn right to the police station and out that way.
Yeah,
In
there's no
one-
way
and-
the developer could influence that. That'd be up to Brecon Council to do that. Only they could implement that sort of idea.
I think we need to make a general comment about the traffic in general and let the highways people stuff it out because they are the technical people that should know the best route around it because I think we can come up with a lot of ideas, but you know, let's say they model them and try them and see which is the best way. But I think we need to comment that something needs to be done to mitigate against the volume of traffic.
But we do need to comment, as John pointed out, on their traffic modelling.
Yeah,
because
because that's not right.
at the moment, their traffic modelling says there's no problem, don't need to do anything. And if we just say, well, you do, we need to comment specifically, which I think is when they carried it out and their modelling techniques.
Yeah,
That's why
I think it's too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit sort of.
We
looking
need
at
to
the
mention the traffic queuing into
So this application actually goes before Brecon tomorrow, doesn't it?
yeah.
And that's when a yay or nay will be made.
Well, is it actually six?
Tomorrow, isn't it?
It's full
Yeah.
full planning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
But also let's make sure that whoever is assessing the traffic, because of the situation, Brox Road isn't public highway,
Yeah,
publicly maintained highway, still make sure that someone, possibly Norfolk, although they're not responsible for it, they have a view on it and they can advise on it. And also back to Bretland as the agents and managers of that road, whether they have a view on it and whether, you know, as Paul has said, there are other people use that road, other businesses use that road, and they'll be blocked in by all the further movements on the junction.
yeah. Okay.
You could have a similar type problem that they got in Dereham at Tesco's, haven't they, in Lidl's around there, because they all get jammed up.
Yeah, yeah,
Jammed up bad.
yeah.
So if at Christmas time and places like that coming in at Tesco's and
That's a nightmare. You go on there in a busy period, you'd be queuing for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour trying to get out at least.
Which is why I'm surprised that November was so quiet, because that's when people start shopping for Christmas, don't they?
Yeah, and also you've got the thirst for traffic as well in November.
Yeah, I mean, it looked quite busy. In an hour, they were listing 300 or 400 vehicles going north and coming south along Castlemaker Road, which that's quite a few, isn't it? And
I
it'd be
don't
more
think
in
they've
the
done.
summer.
Well,
You go up there on the bank holiday weekend, I can guarantee that'd be double that.
Yeah.
I don't know where they got their traffic figures from either. It didn't say, did it?
Well, they had
They
it
put a
said there was a company
Hmm.
doing it, but I had to look really hard to find the date of it. And
Whether they picked it up off a very old, there was a Norfolk County Council report on the traffic network about 4 or 5 years back,
yeah,
which had traffic data in it, whether they just bunched that up to present day, because there are techniques for doing that. I don't
Yes,
know.
we have, yeah. But their report went back, I think, 2 years or something, and then they've projected it forward.
Project it off.
Yeah, but just a matter of interest, did we ever get this footfall counting system put in? Is that
Yeah,
actually,
it was a bit
that
of-
is actually operational?
You can go on
From there, couldn't it?
you can go on and look at the numbers, haven't you?
But I think that is another issue, the footpaths things, which we'll come to in a minute. But do you think we've said what we need on traffic? I think that's that's probably the top of our list is the
I think we should,
traffic.
I know we said about Castleford Road, but we add in the busyness of the 1065 because that is a really busy road now.
Yeah, no, I think we've got that. We've talked about the loss of trade, which, yeah, and would we be looking to object to the idea of having another store there?
Well, I'm going to be really unpopular and say that I would, but I don't, whether the whole committee.
I think generally we would have preferred another supermarket if we had to have it at the other end of town, basically.
Right. Well, that's another point where you just looked on there at one of the things they've done with the community engagement.
A long list. Isn't it?
Yeah, and they've put it's overwhelmingly in favour, but they haven't separated out all the people who've said yes, I'd like to see a store, but not here. And there's quite. I thought, oh, if I have, yeah, but there's actually a list.
There's a long list. I think
Of
it's
all the comments,
yeah.
about 1,000, 1,200, 1,000, and they go yes, no, but a lot of them say yes, they support it, but not in that location.
See,
That's
it. That's the one.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I scrolled through and I thought, well, I wonder if you counted up how many people
I
said
think the
not
thing
here.
about the north-south thing is a bit spurious because I was surprised that they're so upfront about their business model, which
Yeah.
is essentially cherry pick
Yeah,
the best things that the other supermarkets do. But if they do that, their range is so limited.
I think you have to look at the bigger picture, first of all, because their crew is building in this area. First of all, they go to Watton. They finish Watton, then they go down straight to Downham. They finish Downham, they go to Dereham. When they finish Dereham, they'll come to Swaffham.
And I don't know.
That's already in the stars. That's already.
Guaranteed, they're not actually covered by the monopolism mergers legislation
Yeah.
either. I heard, so that they can build pretty much where they want, whereas the big British supermarkets are governed by certain distances between stores and things. So you can't blame them for capitalising on that. But is it good for the rest of trade? And I'm certainly concerned about town centre. I think it's going to have a detrimental impact on that.
For the size of the town also, I mean, we've now got 4 major supermarkets here, haven't we?
yeah.
Asda, Waitrose, Tesco, and other.
Mm.
They must have done their homework at the end of the day.
Well, they say in their report that Tesco, the business that they're likely to compete with where they are, that at the moment Tesco's have about 40% of this business, and Waitrose have about 20%. But I don't understand whether they mean, not being an expert, I don't know quite what they mean by that business, because it's all based around spend, people spending.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I see Swaffham has always been like known as a crossroads in the county, hasn't it? Well, if you look at Watton, which is also a big development town now, isn't it?
yeah,
But they've still only got 2 supermarkets,
yeah.
and we will have 4. So they've obviously done their homework where all the trade comes from.
It's quite an important crossroads, actually.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also got a thriving market, which I wouldn't want to see impacted.
Oh, in fact, any small business, won't it? Got to.
I suppose the only other way, the upside looking at it is there's another vote of confidence in the town, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's all these businesses moving in, although there's a lot of objections to them. There's even more people using them,
yeah.
and people will use that little, without a doubt.
Well, yeah, they seem to know. I don't know whether they sent out to get this response, which was about 1,000, 1,200 people.
Yeah.
they sent out 6 or 7,000 leaflets around the town. apparently. Yeah,
Yeah.
And got this response. And I mean, there are a lot of people who would like to see a Lidl's, and as I say, a lot of them not in this location.
Yeah.
Where they've done their assessment, where they must look at other potential sites, the only one they've got listed is the Theatre Street car park, where they've assessed that
Really?
as a possible location. I don't.
Well, no, that's that's this thing about succession of
Yeah,
places. So you've got to start looking at the town centre. Can you locate in the town centre? Then the periphery of the town centre, and then out of town. You cannot start out of town.
yeah.
So you've got to look at sites that are first of all in the centre.
Yeah.
And then next layer out, and then you can go. But you can't start the other way round.
No.
At the end of the day, we can talk about this for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so our major points are highways and loss of business in the town centre, aren't they?
We want, and I think there should be some mitigation from them for the town.
Well, I think that would come from that. If we didn't have an objection to that and its effect on the town centre, then they're not going to look at some kind of 106.
Because Tesco's definitely going to put in an objection. I guarantee that. And Tesco had to give money up. It was quite a big sum, $250 million.
Yeah,
I can't remember the amount, but I know it's quite a lot of money they had to give to the town for mitigation against, the loss of
Bribe.
town centre. So I think it's only fair they should be asked to.
Yeah. Okay. The one of the other schools. Yes, sorry.
Before you move on, someone has to read through that document and see where the flaws are in what they're saying in order to challenge it so that we can get this. It's section 106.
You've only got 24 hours.
So I think it is a task for people here to look at that document in some detail to understand what they're saying, because we'll just get knocked down otherwise. We haven't got anything. You can't.
But we have
anything substantive.
what we have got. What they already say in there. That you might call it common ground.
Yeah.
They're saying that the town centre is vital, has a vitality based on independent shops. So we can argue that Starling's and the bakery will be directly affected as independent shops, without understanding how they've arrived at
And potentially the market as well. Don't forget about them.
Yes.
Because the market and the butchers.
Is there anybody going tomorrow? So are you going there tomorrow to talk on behalf of the town?
to
The planning.
I haven't got time on Chocker tomorrow. We're Chocker the rest of the week.
I think you're supposed to give notice, but in the circumstances.
But I don't know whether Judy, might be worth sending Judy a
Copy of our comments.
yeah.
Because she'll be there anyway, won't
Yeah.
she?
She's not on plan, is she?
Is she?
No,
They
she got
she
displaced
got
by
taken off.
form. Yeah.
But she could still fit as
Remember, Brett.
our Breckland councillor. She could still speak on us for us.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can look at these other points as well quickly. I pulled out the footpath. This is sort of part of this. They've got all their footpath blurb and cycleways and everything. But I wonder whether we need to point out that it could be possible to mark a footpath and cycleway route that takes you.
I got an idea. Lindsay, Bears Lane.
Yeah,
But to improve that top end of Bears Lane, because that has always been marked out as a cycle
yeah,
route, into the top end of Turbine Way,
yeah,
right? So that people can cycle there and they can cycle up the road along Turbine Way, turn right into Bears Lane and cycle out to Westacre Road.
yeah.
You could turn out before that, because you could turn out and go through the walkway there and come out onto that estate. What is it? Is it not corridor?
Yeah, the,
You know what I mean,
terrace and
Yeah,
then-
you can walk through. There's a walkway. It's not a driveway through there, but you can walk through out onto that estate. What is it? Is it Coronation Grove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can walk down Ash
No.
Close.
At the moment, that area next where the railway line
Yeah, used to be.
adjacent to the station
Mm.
car park,
Yeah,
there's a bank and a fence there,
yeah,
but it might be possible to make that connection through.
yeah.
There might be something to look at that we could put it down as a comment of making a contribution towards
Yeah.
improvement.
Yeah.
I think also putting the improvement to Bears Lane at the top end.
Yeah.
That's something we try.
But you wouldn't. But all you need to do, if you go down Turbine Way and turn left and come out down the bottom there, walk through there, walk straight across, then you go across. You wouldn't hardly need to touch Bears Lane.
I don't think you can do it.
You can, yeah, you can, John. I know you can. I've done it. I've done it 101 times.
Well,
Nice to have a cycle path along the whole of the 1065 into the town centre, wouldn't it? That'd be nice.
So we're into the shop, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
they've got little,
we can put it down as a general comment so that it's, you know, on the radar.
Yeah.
We,
are we saying that they fall outside the deed to contribute 106 money then, is it?
no,
Is it-
no, I think this is what Lindsay's saying that, and Paul's saying, that we need to get some sort of
Something.
agreement
Yeah.
in place on mitigating the harm to the
Yeah,
town
but I'd
centre.
also add on to that, the half acre path which really needs improvement, and some lighting along there, because with all the new development that's gone through onto New Small Road, on the new estates, but
Yeah.
stuff, plus Croker schools, which will all come that way. They need a better walkway through onto the Cossack
Yeah.
Road.
That's very true.
Yeah, so I mean, that,
True.
and it would be a case with the 106 that you would have to go to them if there was an agreement to put some money in,
Yeah.
then we would then be responsible for putting forward a project in
Yeah,
the
we'd
future.
like to talk to them
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
wouldn't we? Yeah.
It is maintained by Norfolk County Council, that half acre.
Is it?
Yeah, it's under their maintenance
Yeah.
schedule.
Not in very good.
They don't look after it very well.
No.
Problem with it is the banks is like that, and the road's so low that it gets bogged down. Every time it rains, it just gets bogged down, and the dirt and everything comes from the sides, and it just becomes a quagmire.
Needs some investment in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that in. What about lighting on the site? I've had a look at their lighting plan, and it doesn't say an awful lot. And I wonder whether we should just put in our standard CPRE dark skies.
Downlight is downlight is
And
on.
It's up to them to make sure that their scheme conforms to that, rather than us saying what's wrong with their scheme.
They say they'll be open to 10 o'clock, is it?
Their opening hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Open to 10 o'clock, I think they said.
I thought it was 8 o'clock most.
No.
No.
Are you sure?
I thought it was 22.
I don't think that really matters. Being silly, you've got Tesco's that's open till midnight.
Yeah.
Because they were claiming that, unlike other stores, they limit their opening time. Yeah, there was a claim in there. But it's only Tesco's that's open later.
Yeah.
Waitrose don't.
They made, oh no, I think midnight.
Tesco's open to midnight.
Yeah. And 6.
Waitrose, I think, at 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that, aren't
Yeah. 9 o'clock.
So
they? 9 o'clock now, is it?
does anyone feel we should comment on the opening times?
Not such, but
Makes a lot of
lighting to the
Yeah.
car park. Would be,
Yeah.
because unlike Tesco, which isn't opposite,
Residential.
well, it's almost opposite a couple of residences. It's opposite where Paul lives.
Yeah,
And the lights spill from there. There's a row of houses along there, isn't there, Paul?
Yeah.
That at the moment they look at a dark site and it'll be all lit up till
yeah.
mid-evening or late.
And that also feeds into the biodiversity, which I've got down on my list. Right. So on biodiversity, I thought, well, that's all right. They've got a plan for biodiversity net gain, but it didn't seem to be a plan.
No, there's little green bits in the back that they
Yeah.
can't do anything with
Yeah,
because it's up on a bank, isn't it? I know this is a peculiar situation.
yeah, and they said that they've got to cut down
Yeah,
10 trees. Did you?
Yeah.
They've already done that.
And if you read the tree report, there's it assesses each tree and marks them out. And there's only one tree, I think it was a hawthorn, that they recommended should be cut down. All the others were fine. You know, they were okay. Some treatment that worked to them. So basically, they're planning to cut down 10 trees or whatever.
All the trees had gone on the site.
Well, they probably have.
Yeah, I thought they cut them all down.
Yeah, but they've got this area to the west of the site, which
Yeah.
they've left outside the
Okay.
site plan.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that works with the biodiversity net gain, because if it's outside of the site plan, is it included in their biodiversity current situation?
I don't know.
And how does it fit in?
They don't mention it at all, though, in their reports, do they? I can't recall
No,
why they've left it. In fact,
yeah. And what happened? Because I think it's quite important if it's left, then we want to know. I'd be pleased about that,
yeah,
but I'd want to know what they were planning to do in the future to look
Yeah.
after it. You know, what kind of maintenance program and what improvement
well,
they was made.
unless it's no maintenance and left like
Yeah.
it has been.
Yeah, so that could be something we should comment on.
But they're supposed to be leaving some entrances through off the Castlake Road, aren't they? As well, pedestrian out,
Yeah.
footways there as well.
So any other comments on the?
I don't know. I find that situation with the Arctic really peculiar. I can't think of any other supermarket where the delivery vehicle actually comes and turns around in the car parking area.
Yeah. So
Usually, yeah, differentiate, aren't they?
Does have all of them.
But I mean, that's for their own internal. I mean, they'll be liable. They
yeah,
must have done some sort of safety thing on it. Say risk.
Well, that's what you're up against. How much of this has been done in advance of it ever
Yeah.
coming to us, and how much notice the
Well,
authorities think us.
well, is it something we should include in our
Inquire
comments?
about what their risk assessment of that is. I think because people's lives could be
Yeah.
in danger
Okay,
with
right.
lorries manoeuvring
You'll
like
lose
that.
the impact of what we really want to say.
Yeah.
Well,
Go on and on.
yeah, I'll have. We'll come back to that. What about flooding? They've said they've done a report on flooding and said it's the site is not going to affect any other cause a problem anywhere else. But if you looked on, I don't know if you saw a little while ago, Norfolk County Council did a report on reported flooding incidents.
Yeah, strategic flood.
Yeah, and they're all the properties that
Yeah.
reported flooding were Castle Acre Road.
Yeah, I was surprised at the extent of this is surface flooding, isn't it? From
Yeah.
backup of sewers.
But there is a big lagoon on the other side of their
Yeah.
isn't there? In front of Iceni House.
But what I was thinking was if that's not if they haven't referred to it in their report, then we ought to point that out to them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that there's some.
Send them a copy of it, or send a copy in with it.
I think they did actually, this though. I think that's where I saw the map of the surface flooded. Because
Perhaps I haven't seen that then.
yeah, it's in the flood report. What I'm hoping is that the Norfolk County Council, this is one of the things they are really hot
Yeah.
on doing on flood assessment, particularly surface flooding, as we remember from the Padley,
Yeah.
that they will have their eye on that. And the only thing I would say is what they're doing is replacing a present impermeable area
Yeah.
with about the same extent of impermeable area. So, that to me suggests they're not going to have a significant effect. That's what I would argue if I was on the
Yeah.
side. Right.
I don't, I've never, all the time after I've never ever known that area to flood, not that bit.
No, but it's hot. It's whether it could affect somewhere else, Paul, by overloading the drainage system.
Well,
In
this
fact, it's very hazy on where they're going to discharge the water, the runoff
Yeah.
from
Well-
the site, because they say, oh, it might be a highway drain,
yeah.
which they would then need the consent of the highway authority to do.
Well, I've got this printed off here,
Highways.
and we could send this off with our comments, because we can send photographs and information to them, can't we? It's a 5-page report, and I mean one of them, they're all Castle Acre Road, and one of them was October 23, which wasn't that long ago. Runoff from rainfall was concentrated along overland flow paths on which the affected property is positioned. The flood water entered the property through entrances. So it just to make sure that they have got this information.
That pin drop is the site, isn't it?
Yeah,
So you can see the effect down the bottom of Admiral Wilson Way.
yeah. And that's where it's running down to. And this
that
problem is it running from
Well, that's where
one
the old
side.
river is, isn't it?
Yeah,
But that it's all been mitigated because they've got the Wastane pond, overflow pond thing at the bottom, down the bottom there, which sometimes you do see water in there, but 9 times out of 10, it's no water in there at all at the moment.
We can take all these comments, but at the end of the day, the professionals will have to be the
Yeah.
ones to make sure that it's done.
Oh,
properly.
but what I'm saying is we've had these issues before, and Breckland were quite clear when we asked the question, because that used to be my opinion that don't worry about highways because it's up to the highways officers. They do their reports and they look at it.
Yeah.
But Breckland planners said to us that we need to send in any local information that's relevant. Yeah, because the highways officers don't always come out, do they?
No.
And we know this. They'll some that sit at
No, they desk at the report.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Have a stare.
So is there anything else that we might need to consider? Sequential, capturing true removing flood, transport, activity. I think that's everything I've got on my list of things. Everyone happy that we've discussed all the relevant bits? So the question is, do we want to generally object with reasons?
I would say comments.
I wouldn't say object, but
I've got nothing against principle, but it's just a few legal things that they need to sort out on my mind.
I would object, but then we'll have to, if we vote, I'll vote it.
So Lindsay wants to
And
object.
that's on the basis of the impact on the
Yeah.
retail market.
What about you, Bob?
It's already, I think that's already been a done deal.
Well,
Well, ignore that.
yeah,
Ignore that
yeah. It's what you
thing.
think as a town councillor representing
Not only residents, but also the business.
I think
Yeah.
the vast majority of people want a little done.
But do they? What percentage of people is
They want what's the percentage of people.
and then how many of those actually wanted it, but in a different place?
What were they? We've got the figures for that.
So the number of people I've, know that I'm on the council come to me and say, when's the Lidl's going to be opening? No end of people have asked me that over the
I think if
last few
you spoke
months.
to Starlings and Papworths and whatever.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate, yeah. It'd be the same sort of scenarios with the Gregs, won't it?
Well, then the other thing that should be, as in the wrong end of the town, it should be there.
Yeah, but we
So I
can't
think
change.
make that amount of difference to the bakery.
But it's in the town centre. isn't it?
it's difficult, wasn't it? To, because how do we get our point across about the issues we want to raise, which we're concerned about, without objecting, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's it's really I would support objecting from the point of view of the harm to the town centre, which they accept.
Yeah.
And that would then lead, or should then lead to
An amendment.
a 106 litigation.
Yeah.
And it would be specifically for the independent traders
Yeah.
in the town centre. And I think that objection or should include the transport, because we don't think that their transport assessment is right.
Yeah.
Because it's not done. Yeah, it's not robust, and it hasn't been carried out at a peak time, summer time, where the traffic situation is very
We're
difficult.
very lucky that we have a member of our committee that actually lives opposite, so has personally experienced the backup.
Don't you start on me.
That is unusual.
But I suppose we could object. We're not opposed to the principle of the store being there, but there are
No, that's not.
all
objective.
these,
That's what I'm saying, comments.
that we need to have a.
We've gone from observations to objections. We don't really know where we're going with this.
Well, yeah,
You got 91%.
Could we not say no objection, but strong, but it's strong comments or strong, I don't know how you put it, you word it better than I can. Some strong principles that we'd like to see assessed.
Well, I'm still objecting.
yeah.
'Cause I think
We
that would have a stronger hand if we objected.
Or a holding objection until these issues have been
No, just
addressed to our satisfaction.
So what about a mini roundabout on there? A mini
Well,
roundabout.
I think that'd make it worse.
we
You think that'd
could
make it working?
we could
There's not room for it there anyway. People be just ignore them really roundabout. I think the only thing to do there is traffic lights.
So really, it's I think we better have a vote on the print. The first question is who objects to the principle of having a little store in the town in some place? Does that sound fair?
We've got a comment on the one we've got here, not on print, what might happen.
Yeah,
No, but on the applications, whether we object to the application, if that's what you want to do.
My
You
objection,
can't object to something you might happen.
my objection would be due to the impact on the existing trade within the town centre and the market. That's it,
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
so
which I think would be.
let's have a show of hands then for an objection to the Lidl store in this application because of its effect, detrimental effect on the town centre and the issues with the traffic issues of the junction on Brox Road. They are the two objections, aren't they?
The two main bits.
Yeah. So who would support an objection to that?
I think I have to, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the only way you make them move. If
Yeah.
you just say,
It makes it so much stronger.
I don't object
Well,
to the principle.
you can use my book because I shall continue to shop where I am, so that won't affect me in that way.
Waitrose?
You shouldn't bring anything personal into it.
But it's on behalf of the town, is why.
But you want to do. I think I'll join. I object on them two things because I think they haven't sorted them out. So I'll go along with that at the moment. And those
Sort these
Okay,
issues
yeah.
out.
Yes, I'll go along with that.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, it just shows that it makes our comments, if you like, a little bit stronger.
So we're objecting to the application because of the detrimental impact on the town centre and the
Highway.
highway issues on the Brox Road junction.
The town centre, retail and the market.
Yeah. On the,
Sorry, and
not on Brox Road and the Castlake Road.
yeah, all right,
No, I think you've got to add that in because that is very important.
okay.
You realise you've got to get this
Yeah,
in a brief within the next few hours.
I'll sort out the wording and we'll also include in our comments specifics about the independent traders.
Sorry.
I don't think you need to
I
mention
mean, I was thinking something else.
Yeah, I think
We do,
I think
because
we
they're
do. We need
actually
to,
themselves, so-
yeah, otherwise it'll just be a no, we don't want it. We need to say what we think is wrong with their modelling.
Yeah.
And we need to comment on the cycle pedestrian,
That's the one.
the lighting, and ask about the biodiversity that there will
But
be.
we don't think they cover those sufficiently to.
No, but you're not adding there about the
flooding.
We have to.
impacts on the 1065 and the volume of traffic that already on the 1065.
Got that in there.
I'm just
Right.
just wondering, you saying that that's going to planning tomorrow, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I asked the question, why are we here today then? Why weren't we here
So
last
we
week?
can get. Oh, because this is when the date of our meeting would have been scheduled and we got them to delay anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot to do in a day, isn't it?
I
You're
don't
a few
think
hours.
it'll, I don't think a decision will give it go.
They will have to read it out. What they do, they'll read out the report at the meeting.
Yeah. I don't know what, if we, is the officer's reports not on there yet? Is that?
No, that's what.
If it's not on there, then it's likely that it will be knocked back.
Yeah, they'll defer it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's not for there's not enough time for the
Yeah.
members to read.
no. Right, okay,
On please.
happy with that?
Yeah.
Good,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The officers will take our views
yeah,
and they could probably cut others.
It's
Yeah.
not insubstantial, is it?
no, and it is important to get some
Yeah,
comments
I
in.
think so. And
Yeah,
it would make a move, wouldn't it?
yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, the
Behind it.
Lidl's had a meeting with us, didn't
They
they?
did.
And these were the things that we brought up
Yeah.
then, didn't
Yeah.
we? And I don't think they've actually
Addressed them.
addressed it. They've done a report which says what they wanted.
We'd be happy to meet
Yeah.
So we should have discussed it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully we will get.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's something you'd put in the.
How much money do you want?
Yeah,
No, we finished.
yeah. Right, okay, the next meeting. September.
It's got to be on the 30th of September. January.
You're right.
That's good. Right. Thank you for that.
Well done.
Is it?
That's it. Oh, sorry, 30th of September.